welcome back. Today, we're exploring a fascinating topic in the world of ecology: interspecific relationships. All around us, species interact in surprising ways that shape entire ecosystems. These relationships go beyond simple coexistence. They can involve cooperation, competition, and sometimes even survival battles. We will dive into different types of interactions, from mutual benefits to fierce rivalries, and see how these connections help maintain the delicate balance of nature. Firstly, I want to clarify what symbiosis is. Symbiosis means living together. It is an ecological relationship between organisms of two different species that live together in direct contact. Symbiosis is a close, long-term interaction between two species in which at least one organism benefits from the relationship. While it includes several types of interspecific relationships, not all interactions between species are considered symbiotic. Symbiosis typically encompasses three main types of relationships based on how each organism is affected. These three types of symbiotic relationships are mutualism, commensalism, and parasitism. 1. Mutualism. Mutualism is a fascinating type of symbiotic relationship in which both species involved are benefited. These relationships are crucial for many ecosystems because they enhance the survival, reproduction, or success of both participants. Here are some major types of mutualism and their examples. Bees collect nectar from flowers to make honey and, in the process, transfer pollen from one flower to another, enabling plant reproduction. This mutualistic relationship supports plant pollination and provides bees with a food source. Clownfish live among the tentacles of sea anemones, gaining protection from predators due to the anemone's stinging cells. In return, clownfish clean the anemone and attract potential prey closer to it, which the anemone can consume. Some species of ants live on acacia trees and protect them from herbivores by attacking invaders. In return, the tree provides food in the form of nectar and shelter to the ants. This partnership enhances the survival of both the ants and the acacia. Mycorrhizal fungi grow on or in the roots of plants, helping them absorb water and essential nutrients like phosphorus. In return, the fungi receive carbohydrates produced by the plants through photosynthesis. This relationship boosts plant growth and soil health. Many plants rely on animals to transport their seeds to new locations. For instance, birds eat berries, then later disperse the seeds elsewhere through their droppings. This helps plants spread and grow in new areas, while birds gain a food source. Cleaner fish, such as cleaner wrasse, eat parasites and the dead skin off larger fish. The cleaner fish receive food, while the host fish benefit from reduced parasite loads, which can improve their health. Coral reefs rely on a mutualistic relationship with zooxanthellae, a type of algae. The algae live within the coral tissues and perform photosynthesis, producing nutrients that benefit the coral. In return, the algae receive shelter and access to the coral's waste products like carbon dioxide, which they use for photosynthesis. Mutualism enhances survival, reproduction, and even the spread of species. These partnerships create dependencies that shape entire ecosystems, from nutrient cycling in soil to complex food webs in coral reefs. Commensalism is a fascinating type of interspecific relationship where one organism benefits and the other is neither harmed or helped. This relationship allows one species to gain an advantage without impacting the other, and it occurs across various ecosystems. Let us look at some examples of commensalism in different habitats. In rainforests, epiphytes like orchids, mosses, and ferns grow on large trees to gain better access to sunlight. The tree provides a stable surface and elevation without affecting its own growth. The epiphytes benefit by obtaining more light and sometimes water from the air without drawing resources from the host tree. Remoras, or suckerfish, have adapted a suction disc on their heads to attach themselves to larger marine animals such as sharks and whales. This attachment allows remoras to travel without expending energy and to feed on food scraps left by the host. The shark or whale remains unaffected, while the remora benefits from free transportation and meals. Birds like egrets often follow large herbivores such as cattle, buffalo, or elephants in fields and grasslands. As these animals move, they disturb insects and small animals in the grass, which the birds can then eat. The large herbivores are unaffected by the birds, while the birds gain easy access to food. Barnacles are small, filter-feeding organisms that often attach themselves to the bodies of whales or large marine animals. Being on a whale allows barnacles access to nutrient-rich waters as the whale swims, giving them a stable place to live and feed. The whale isn't affected by the presence of barnacles. When snails die, their empty shells often become homes for hermit crabs, which use them as portable shelters. The snail shell provides protection and shelter for the crab, while the snail, having already abandoned the shell, is unaffected. Pilotfish often swim close to large marine predators like sharks or rays, gaining protection from other potential threats. The large predator does not gain any benefit or harm from this interaction, while the pilotfish gains security by association. These examples show how commensal relationships allow one organism to thrive by taking advantage of another species without impacting it. Movement or presence in a habitat, all without impacting the host. Parasitism is an interspecific relationship in which one organism, the parasite, benefits at the expense of another organism, the host. Unlike predation, parasites generally do not kill their hosts outright, as their survival often depends on the host's continued life. Instead, parasites feed off their hosts or exploit them for resources, leading to varying levels of harm, from minor discomfort to severe illness. Parasites are found in diverse ecosystems and can be divided into three main types: ectoparasites, endoparasites, and parasitoids. Ectoparasites live on the surface of their host's body, feeding on blood, skin, or other external resources. Ticks attach themselves to mammals, birds, and reptiles, feeding on their blood. They can transmit diseases to their hosts, such as Lyme disease in humans and animals. Lice live on the skin or hair of mammals and birds, feeding on skin particles or blood. Head lice in humans are a common example of ectoparasitism, causing itching and skin irritation. Endoparasites live inside the host's body, often within organs, tissues, or the bloodstream. Tapeworms live in the intestines of their hosts, such as humans, dogs, or fish, absorbing nutrients from the host's digested food. Hosts can suffer from malnutrition, digestive issues, and weight loss. Mistletoe is a plant parasite that attaches itself to the branches of trees or shrubs. They extract water and nutrients directly from the host plant's vascular system. Although mistletoe can photosynthesize on its own, it depends heavily on its host for resources, which can weaken the host plant over time. Parasitoids are a unique type of parasite, often insects, that eventually kill their host as part of their life cycle. This relationship is common in certain insects, like wasps. Braconid wasps lay their eggs inside caterpillars, and the larvae feed on the host from within. As they mature, they consume the caterpillar, eventually killing it. Some bird species, like cuckoos, practice brood parasitism. They lay their eggs in the nests of other bird species, often removing the host's eggs. The host birds then unknowingly raise the cuckoo chick, which may outcompete the host's own offspring for food and attention. Parasitism can have a range of impacts on the host, from minor health issues to severe diseases and sometimes even death. Predation is an interaction where a predator hunts, kills, and consumes its prey. This relationship helps control population sizes and influences the evolution of both predators and prey. Carnivory involves one animal actively hunting and consuming another animal. For example, lions and zebras. Lions are apex predators in African savannas and hunt zebras and other herbivores. This predatory relationship helps control herbivore populations and maintain ecosystem balance. In North America, wolves hunt deer, helping prevent overgrazing of vegetation and allowing forests to regenerate. Predators often develop specialized adaptations for hunting, such as sharp claws, teeth, venom, and keen senses. Prey species, in turn, evolve defense mechanisms like camouflage, speed, warning colors, and protective behaviors to avoid being caught. Herbivory involves animals, known as herbivores, feeding on plants. Unlike predation, herbivory does not always kill the plant, though it can affect plant growth and reproduction. Plants have evolved a range of defenses against herbivores, while herbivores have developed adaptations to access and consume plant resources. Grazers, such as cattle, consume grasses and other low-growing vegetation. This type of herbivory is common in grasslands and savannas. Browsers like giraffes feed on leaves, shoots, and branches of shrubs and trees, often higher up than grazers. Antibiosis refers to a relationship where one organism produces chemicals that inhibit or kill another organism. This association benefits the organism producing the chemicals by reducing competition or potential threats. Antibiosis is common in microbial interactions where microorganisms produce antibiotics or toxins. The classic example of antibiosis is the production of penicillin by the fungus Penicillium notatum. Penicillin inhibits bacterial growth, giving the fungus an advantage by reducing bacterial competition for nutrients. This discovery led to antibiotics, which are now widely used to treat bacterial infections. Some plants, like black walnuts, produce chemicals called juglones from their roots. Juglones inhibit the growth of nearby plants, preventing competition for water and nutrients. This type of chemical warfare is an example of allelopathy, a form of antibiosis. Amensalism is an interaction in which one organism is inhibited or destroyed, while the other remains unaffected. In amensalism, the negatively affected organism may suffer due to chemicals, physical interferences, or environmental changes caused by the unaffected organism. This interaction is common in competitive or densely populated ecosystems. Large trees and forests cast shade over smaller plants, reducing their access to sunlight. The trees benefit from reduced competition for sunlight without actively harming the smaller plants. But the smaller plants may struggle to survive or grow under the shaded conditions. When cattle or large animals graze, they trample grass and small plants, which may damage or kill them. The grazing animal does not directly benefit from trampling but indirectly affects the smaller plants by physical damage. Thanks for watching this video on interspecific relationships that exist in natural populations. See you soon with another Science Explainer video in this space.